This is English shorthand dictation number 220 and the dictation speed is 140 words per minute. Ready? Start. Mr. Vice Chairman, sir, before I come to the point, on behalf of my political party, let me assure you that we are going to protest every single second of every working day of this session against this biggest international scam involving billions of dollars. That is nothing but this Pegasus. It has hacked the mobile phones of not only the journalists, not only the politicians in general, but it has also hacked the mobile phone of the General Secretary of our political party. We are not going to spare a single second. I am telling you the fact. Now, let me come to the issue of COVID-19, paying my homage to all the departed souls who have left us due to coronavirus. Let me quote a famous sports personality: failure is not fatal, but failure to change might be. The problem with our present government is that it is failing to change itself, and that is why it is becoming fatal. Let us remember that the first COVID-19 case was reported in January 2020 in Kerala. Sir, once again I assure you that I will maintain the decorum, and certainly I will address Mr. Modi as our learned Prime Minister. I will never use sarcastic words against him, though he used sarcastic words for our Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee. Sir, in February 2020, our learned Prime Minister was busy hosting Donald Trump. We know the fate of both the persons became the same, unfortunately. He was busy in doing horse trading for Madhya Pradesh government. Later on, he took fanciful decisions about the migrant workers. The entire rural India got infected of COVID-19. Everyone saw this. When the question of testing came up, this government purchased testing kits from China with a profit of 145%, and these were found to be faulty everywhere. Thousands of migrant workers died on the roads. Even the government refused to give them the train fare. Sir, take the example of our state West Bengal. Our Chief Minister not only offered the train fare, but also gave employment to all those migrant workers who were thrown out of different parts of the country. Sir, the COVID-19 is a multi-system disease. The situation is not the same in every state of the country, but there is no value of federal structure of the government. With unilateral advisories, the state governments were restricted. There are severe restrictions on several issues so far as the states are concerned. I would like to remind you that the concept of safe home, the concept of physical distancing by drawing circles on the road, the concept of social distancing, and the concept of comorbidity studies were the brainchild of none other than Mamata Banerjee, the Chief Minister cum Health Minister of our state. Our learned Prime Minister said that just as the Mahabharat war was won in 18 days, we will win the battle against coronavirus in 21 days. What has happened? He asked us to beat drums. He asked us to light lamps, and we followed that. Unfortunately, the government and the BJP leaders tried to make our Prime Minister an international leader. So they declared that we have won the battle against COVID-19. There was no preparedness for the second wave. When the second wave came in, what did we see? People were dying on roads because of scarcity of oxygen in this 21st century. Can you believe it? Our Chief Minister offered a piece of land to build up an oxygen plant, but our learned Prime Minister has given sanction to his beloved state Uttar Pradesh, where the dead bodies were found to be floating in the river. It was most unfortunate. Sir, everyone is well aware of the Kumbh Mela. Crores of people got infected because of that. Sir, what happened during the elections? Were they really conscious? Tamil Nadu, which is having 234 assembly constituencies, had election in single phase, whereas our state of West Bengal, which has 294 assembly constituencies, had election in 8 phases. What was the infectivity rate before the elections? It was only 2%, and after the 8 phases of election, it reached 33%. It was because of the efforts of our Chief Minister that the infectivity rate has once again come down below 2%. Sir, we started the vaccination in January 2021. Initially, there was a lot of hesitancy because of lack of awareness amongst the people of the country. There was no awareness programs or proper policy. It is very shameful for us that the Lancet, the WHO, the Supreme Court, several high courts of the country, several countries like Brazil, Canada and United Kingdom have openly criticized the COVID fighting policy of India. What can be more shameful than this? We have heard the Prime Minister a few days back saying One Earth, One Health policy. On the contrary, only a few months back, he made one vaccine, three prices policy. Can you believe it? In India, we have seen that there is one price for central government, another price for the state governments, and a third price for the private sector. They have opened the floodgates for corruption. The vaccine producing companies are not getting paid regularly. A vaccine producer has left India and he was under Z category protection given by the government of India. Our learned Prime Minister and our health department initially said that they are not going to take the responsibility to vaccinate those who are below 45. Are they not the voters? Are they not the Indian citizens? States decided to purchase vaccines, but the Prime Minister has centralized the power of vaccination. You can see what has happened. We have seen our government was busy in the Central Vista project, spending crores of rupees. What has happened to the budgetary allocation for COVID-19 vaccination? What will you say about the PM Cares Fund, which was not at all audited by the C&AG? The problem is that our Prime Minister is more in the mode of publicity. That is why again on 21st of June he started beating his own drum. He once again came in a self-congratulatory mode. He once again tried to play a one-day international match instead of a test match. He said that the government of India has inoculated this amount of people and that we have crossed the USA in terms of pace of vaccination. Unfortunately, if you compare the population ratio, you will see you have vaccinated only 1/3 of that of the USA. If you count the total vaccination, only 5% of Indian citizens have been vaccinated with 2 doses as of now. Sir, it is not the case of West Bengal only. Several other states are facing this acute crisis of vaccine. Even when the National Health Mission says that the highest vaccination rate is in the state of West Bengal and that the vaccination wastage is least in West Bengal, there is least allocation for West Bengal. Why is there such a stepmotherly attitude towards West Bengal? Sir, a data says that if we inoculate 10 million per day, we can tackle the third wave. And if we inoculate 3 million per day, it will cover 40% till December and we can inoculate 60% at the end of March 2022. The most unfortunate part of the story is that we are the largest COVID vaccine producing country. We are exporting 6 crore doses in 2 months, but we are starving. We are not getting vaccinated. The affidavit submitted by the government of India before the Supreme Court says that 187 crore shots are needed to vaccinate all persons above 18 years and 135 crore shots will be available by December 2021. But one of the ministers said that between August and December there will be availability of 260 crores of vaccines. One minister is saying something, data is saying something else, and the affidavit that has been produced before the Supreme Court is saying a totally different thing. Just imagine the real picture. The main problem is that our government is always in a self-congratulatory mode. Some of their leaders are saying that corona is a virus and it has got the right to live. Can you believe this? Some leaders of the ruling party say that if one consumes cow urine, one will get rid of corona. That is the main problem. Just to shift the responsibility, our previous health minister has been made a scapegoat.